Good morning and welcome to Yoga Quickie, a 30-minute yoga flow vinyasa inspired to get our bodies moving and just wake up the body. Modify however you need to scale back where you have to and push yourself and challenge yourself where you can. We're going to start in a seated position, so find yourself in a comfortable seat, whatever that might mean to you. It might mean legs are crossed, or if that doesn't feel good for your knees, maybe you'll spread the legs out instead in front of you. We're keeping the knees bent to keep that lower back open. Choose whatever variation that feels good, and then come into your space, come into your body, wiggle out what needs to be wiggled out, and settle in. Let the hands rest on your thighs. Ground down through the hips, reach through the chest, and let the shoulders come down and back. Maybe closing the eyes if that feels comfortable to really tune into that breath flowing through your body. Noticing where your breath is this morning, in your collarbones, down in your chest, all the way down into your core. Just tuning in without judgment, noticing where your breath is this morning. Deep inhale and exhale through the nose. A few more rounds of breathing in and out through the nose. Just allowing the breath to land wherever it is. Seeing if you can find a word or a sentence that brings you energy this morning. It can be as simple as movement, flow, sunshine, specific person that brings you energy, whatever it is for you. Find that word or sentence that you feel brings energy through your whole being and breathe into that word, that space, that feeling. Focusing only on the breath, that word, and the feeling of energy flowing through your body. Last round of breath, inhaling through the nose. This time maybe exhale through the mouth. Bring your hands up to heart center, pressing the palms together at heart center. Inhale deep, lift the chest. Exhale to point the fingers away from you like an arrow. Inhale to create space in the chest. Open up the arms towards the side. Exhale, hug the air in front of you and reach. Inhale, hands come back at heart center. Moving with your own breath, exhaling that arrow away. Inhale to open up. Exhale, hug the air. Push the hands together. Inhale, let them come back to heart center. Flowing with your breath and starting to open up that back. Cat-cow variation, where we press forward and then round the spine. Tuning into the neck and the hips as they start to warm up as well together with our spine. Take another full round of breath with your flow, pressing away, opening up. Bring the hands back to heart center and take one full round of breath, sitting up straight at heart center. Next, inhale, reach both arms up high above the head, and exhale, fold on over to your left. Create some space on the right side body as we reach away. Still grounding down both hips as we reach through the shoulder and through the hand. Tuck in belly button to core. Inhale yourself back through center. Exhale and over towards your right. This time feeling that opening on the left side body instead as we reach the hand away from the body. Grounding down both hips. No need to arch here to get the hand closer to the ground. Instead, feel that space getting created in between each rib as we reach away. Turning this one into a vinyasa. Inhale yourself through center. Exhale to fold towards the side. Inhale through center. And exhale through the side. Seeing if you can time the movement with the full length of your breath. And coming as far down as feels good for you. So you can still keep both sit bones on the ground, and that might mean that you stay quite high, which is fine. You're still going to open up the side of the body, space between the ribs. Taking one more round on each side, feeling that balance. And next exhale, fold forward. Arms comes toward the front. Still grounding down both sit bones. Here might be where you stay quite high again. Depending on how the lower back and the hips are feeling, you might be able to come down to Sphinx pose with the arms, or reach all the way forward, resting your forehead on the ground. Depends on your flexibility. Invite some movement in here. No need to be still. We can move from side to side. And if you are sitting with your legs out wide, still the same idea. Still moving forward, opening up the hips. You just get a little bit more of that hamstring stretch when you have your legs out wide. Whichever variation you choose is fine. Just tune into what feels good in your body this morning. Another deep round of breath, and then walk the hands back up through center and walk them all the way behind you for a counter pose. The hands come down towards the earth as we press the chest up towards the sky. Either stay on your fingertips, reaching the chest up high, or grounding the palms of the hands on the ground so you can press up the hips towards the sky. Full front body stretch. Optional. You can also keep the hips on the ground and just open up the chest by pressing the hands. If you do have the hips elevated, one more inhale. Exhale to lower the hips all the way down towards the ground. Walking the hands through center and all the way towards the front. Moving yourself over to hands and knees. A few cat-cows here, hands on the ground, knees underneath the hips. Inhale to dip the belly, glance up towards the sky. Exhale, arch the back, glance in towards your belly button. Here again, moving with your breath. Seeing if you can time the movement for the full length of your breath. Vinyasa, connecting that breath with movement. One last round of breath. Coming back to tabletop and coming all the way back, sitting on your feet, sitting on your knees. A little earth salutation flow, starting with a slower variation and then connecting it with our breath. Reaching your hands up towards the sky. On an exhale, bring both hands down towards the earth, child's pose. Keeping the armpits and the chest close to the ground, slither yourself forward all the way towards the front and come into an upward facing dog. Choosing here if you want to keep your thighs on the ground or lift them up and stay only on your feet. Flip the toes under so you can press yourself into a downward facing dog. Inviting the knees back down towards the ground as the belly dips down, glancing up towards the sky in our cat. Hips come back down towards our heels as we come into child's pose. Walking the hands back towards the body, reach them up towards the sky. Either sit down, lower the hips, or reach the hips up as we reach the hands up towards the sky. Hands in prayer. And as we sit down, hands come back down to heart center. That's our full flow, connecting that with breath. If I'm moving too fast, find your own pace. Next inhale, we're going to reach up high. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down towards the earth, child's pose. Stay close to the ground. Inhale, slither through, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, exhale, down dog. Knees towards the ground, dip the belly, inhale into your cat. Exhale, hips towards the feet, child's pose. Walk the hands back towards the body. Inhale to reach up high. Hands in prayer. Exhale, come down at heart center. Round 2, we flow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, child's pose. Chest close to the ground. Inhale, slither, upward facing dog. Flip the toes. Exhale, down dog. Knees on the ground, dip the belly. Inhale, cat. Exhale, hips towards the feet, child's pose. Walk the hands closer to the body. Inhale, reach up high. Hands in prayer. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last round. Inhale, reach arm high. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slither through, upward facing dog. Exhale, flip the toes, down dog. Inhale, knees on the ground, dip the belly, cat. Exhale, arch the back, press back into child's pose. Walk the hands closer to the body. Inhale, reach. Hands in prayer. Exhale, down to heart center. Full round of breath sitting on your knees. Inhale deep. Exhale, melt. A half circle so we can get back up to standing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slither through, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay in your down dog for a few breaths. Walking from side to side, bending the knees, stretching the knees, taking this opportunity to stretch out the whole body. Feeling those shoulders, the upper back, back of the thighs, calf. Find stillness, bending the knees, opening up that lower back. One more round of breath. And then walk, take a big step or hop up to the top of your mat, landing in a forward fold. Feet at the top of your mat, hand hanging heavy. Hands on shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt back down. Engage the core, arms towards the side. Inhale, lead with the chest reaching all the way up to standing. Reach, hands up high. Hands in prayer. Exhale, hands come down at heart center. Full round of breath in your mountain. Inhale deep. Exhale, ground. Inhale to flow, reach up high. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive all the way towards the earth. Hands on shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt, hands on the ground, left foot steps back, warrior 2, stand 90 degrees with that left foot. Right foot stays front. Inhale, both arms up, and exhale to commit to our warrior 2. Right knee on top of right heel, arms spread out wide, taking up that space. Glance over those right middle finger and come back to that feeling, that word of energy. Breathing in deep, flipping that front of the palm up towards the sky as we come into reverse warrior. Reach that right hand up high. Maybe trying a bind, leading that left hand to the lower part of your back and maybe even over towards your right thigh to really open up into your little bind. If it feels good, or keep that left hand on the side. One more deep inhale. Flow through your warrior 2 so that all the way to our side angle, right elbow on right knee as we open up opposite side body. Here you can challenge yourself. You can lift that right elbow off your knee to really use your core. You can come a little bit further down if your hips allow to open up the hips a little bit more. Or you can reach both arms forward to really challenge both thigh and core. Find your variation, knowing that it might be morning, might be a little bit stiffer, so be gentle. One more round of breath. Engage the core, tuck in the belly button, and inhale yourself back through warrior 2. One more inhale for That energy to flow through. Exhale, both hands down towards the earth. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog for 2 full rounds of breath, or hands and knees, or child's pose. Or flow with me in a vinyasa chaturanga. Inhale yourself into a plank. Exhale, lower down, elbows close to the body. Flip the toes, inhale, upward facing dog. Flip the toes back, exhale, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. One more round. And then inhale that left leg back behind, exhale to step it through. Ground that right foot 90 degrees, preparing for warrior 2 on opposite side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to ground. Here again, that left knee is on top of that left heel, centering the body and reaching those arms out. Gazing over those left middle fingers. Find that energy again, that word or sentence or feeling of energy. Strong, proud warriors. Flip that left palm up towards the sky as we come into reverse warrior. Feeling that side body opening up. Again, you can leave the right hand hanging, or you can create a bind. Reaching for the lower part of your back, or maybe even the left thigh. Reaching high. Feeling that twist in your upper body, and that opening in between each rib. One more inhale here. Exhale to flow through your warrior 2, all the way into a side angle. Left elbow on left knee as we reach that right arm above head. Here might be a perfect spot to stay. Or you might challenge yourself lifting up that left elbow to use your core instead. Or if you want some more stretch in those hips, you might be able to come a little bit lower down if that feels good. Or challenge everything by placing both hands on top of head, using that core and that thigh to hold yourself up. Find your variation, hold that pose for one more breath. Engage the core as you inhale yourself back up to warrior 2. Gaze over those middle fingers, inhale deep. Exhale, both hands come down towards the earth. Left foot step back to meet the right. Staying either in your downward facing dog, hands and knees, child's pose, or flow through a vinyasa chaturanga flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Flip the toes. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay on hands and knees, or come all the way up to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back behind. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. Gonna flow a few times. Inhale, right leg back up. Exhale, right knee to left wrist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, prepping for pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. Rest that right leg on the ground. Adjusting the right foot so that you find a perfect space where you can open up that right hip. Left toes on the ground. If you have a pillow or a blanket, highly recommend placing that underneath that right hip so you can fully relax down towards the ground. Take a time to adjust here. Find that perfect position. Inhale into that length. Either stay up high or come into a sleeping pigeon. Upper body comes down towards the earth. Up to you which level you want. Seeing if you can relax your forehead onto something though. Either the ground is available for you, or you can build a little tower with your hands so you can relax your neck in your pigeon pose. Breathing in space into that right hip, and exhale to let go of the tension. Anything you might be clinging on to. Here's our chance to exhale and let that go. Let gravity pull that hip back down towards the earth. One more round of breath in our sleeping pigeon, or you might be up higher. When you feel ready, No rush. Walking the hands back to underneath the shoulders. Take your time to get there. Walking that left foot closer to the body. Moving the pillow to opposite side. And then pressing yourself back up into a downward facing dog. Or onto hands and knees if that was your option. Same thing on the other side. You can stay in down dog. I'm going to show it on hands and knees, but it's the exact same movement. Inhale, left leg back behind. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, press that left leg back behind. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, twisting. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. And exhale to prep for your pigeon on the left side. Left knee towards left wrist. Adjust the foot. And let that right foot walk a little bit back behind. If you do have that pillow or blanket, tuck it under that left hip so that you can relax and sit down in your pigeon pose. Again, taking your time to find the perfect spot. Adjust if needed to. And then inhale, finding that length and energy, either stay up high or come into your sleeping pigeon. Coming a little bit further forward, and again, we want to relax that forehead onto something. Either the ground is available or we build that little tower so we can relax the neck. Each exhale, creating a little bit more space in that left hip. Again, allowing gravity to work its magic and pull down without you having to do anything. Inhaling and exhaling, letting your breath flow through and relax those muscles. One last round of breath. And then take your time slowly, no rush, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Walking that right foot a little bit closer to the body, moving the pillow away as we press ourselves back up to downward facing dog. Take your time here. Maybe walk your dog, maybe another vinyasa chaturanga if you want to, before eventually making our way down to hands and knees and coming all the way into our child's pose. Take your time to get there. If you're still flowing through a chaturanga vinyasa, take your time. If you found a cat-cow that felt good, move through that a little bit longer, and then eventually start making your way down to a child's pose. One full round of breath in our child's pose. Feeling that energy flow through the back side of our body. And then walk the hands back up to seated. And flow through that earth salutation again, noticing any difference from now and the beginning of the practice. Take one breath to ground, hands at heart center, inhale deep. Exhale, ground. Next inhale to flow, inhale, reach. Exhale, hands come forward, child's pose. Keep the upper body grounded, inhale, slither, upward facing dog. Exhale, flip the toes, down dog. Inhale, knees towards the ground, cat, belly dips, glans up. Exhale, child's pose. Walk the hands closer to the body. Inhale, reach up high, come up on your knees if that feels good. Hands in prayer. Exhale, hands come down at heart center. One more flow just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slither, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, knees towards the ground, belly dips, glance up, cat. Exhale, hips towards the feet, child's pose. Walk the hands closer. Inhale, reach up high on your knees or sitting grounded, hands in prayer. Exhale, hands come down at heart center. Full round of breath at heart center. Inhale deep. Exhale, ground. Flip the knees over to either side. Press the feet away from your body. And open up a little bit wider so that we come into that forward fold, but pressing the feet out away from us. And this might not be a super wide opening for you. You might be pretty centered still. That's okay. You might even sit on top of your pillow so that you can inhale for length and exhale to fold. Keeping the feet active as we forward fold. I'm not very flexible in those hamstring or those hips, so I'm going to stay pretty high up to keep that integrity in my lower back. Trying to keep that lower back strong and tall instead of aiming to get the upper body down. We're staying tall instead, aiming to move the hips, the lower back, and the chest towards the front. And that might mean that you are a little bit higher, and that's okay. Taking another round of breath. And then moving yourself up a little bit higher, inviting that left leg to come in towards center, pressing that left foot in towards right thigh. Left hand on the ground behind you. Inhale, reach that right hand. Exhale to come down towards the leg and open up towards the side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. And here, move with your breath. It might mean that you're staying here, or you can try to elevate yourself up onto that left knee on your inhale. Inhale yourself up, that whole upper body stretching. Exhale, come back down and flip over. Up to you if you want to try that. If that feels okay with your knees. Might be dependent on what your floor looks like today. Take another round of breath, either hips elevated or stay low. And then coming back through center, switching out the legs. Letting that left leg press away as the right foot comes in towards the left thigh. Right hand on the ground as we reach that left hand up and away on our inhale. Exhale, flow towards that left foot. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, flow and fold. Here, same thing. If you want to, you can come up on that right knee. Press yourself up on the inhale. Exhale, come back down. Up to you what feels good. If that stretch is too much or if it doesn't feel good on the knee, that's okay. Find your variation. Take one more round of breath, feeling balanced on each side. And coming back through center. Pressing both feet in front of you. Forward fold, sitting down. Activating the feet. Here again, hamstrings can be pretty tight. So as you inhale and exhale to fold, there might not be a lot of movement, and that's okay. Finding your variation. You might be flexible enough to reach your feet or your toes, so you can use that as a little bit of leverage to pull yourself forward. Or you might have a band that you can put around your feet and then pull yourself a little bit forward. But usually for me, just sitting here, using that exhale for a little micro move forward is plenty. One last round of breath. Walking yourself back up to seated and finding that comfortable starting position, ending where we started. If you had your legs crossed, maybe try crossing the other way around. If you had your hips elevated, find that pillow or block or blanket again and come back into resting those hands on thighs, Maybe closing the eyes and reconnect with your breath. Inhale deep, exhale round. Tuning into your heartbeat, your breath, and seeing if you can find that word or sentence or feeling of energy again. Breathing into that feeling of energy through your whole body. Let your breath flow through your body and spread that energy through every corner, every muscle. One more deep round of breath, finding that energy, inhaling deep. Exhale, maybe open mouth. I hope that brought some movement into your body, that you feel ready for whatever you have going on next. I wish you a great day or evening, wherever you may be in your day or in your week.